What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, I got a good one here today. This video involves the Wade family, Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union Wade, right? So recently, Gabrielle Union did an interview, and she basically came out and said that the woman that she is now would not have forgiven her husband, Dwyane Wade, for conceiving a child with another woman, and she would have left him, right? She's saying that the woman that she is today would have left Dwyane Wade, and that would have been the end of their relationship. For those who don't know, back in 2013, Dwyane Wade had a child born with another woman, right? And so the child was allegedly conceived during a time that Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union were not doing so well in their relationship. They decided to take a break, and during this break, Dwyane Wade Dwyane Wade got a woman pregnant, right? Now, I don't know if they were really on a break or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they were together or not, but I know they weren't married at the time. Doesn't make it right. However, Dwyane Wade conceived the child with another woman. And it was all across the tabloids, especially when a baby was born in 2013, and then they were married in 2014, right? But I'm thinking, like, why would she bring this up, right? If you're saying that the woman that you are now would have left Dwyane Wade, why bring this up unless you're gonna leave him, right? I was puzzled at it. I really was trying to figure out, I was scratching my head like, why is she bringing this up now, right? Unless you're planning to leave him soon, why bring this to the limelight? Why would you put this out there for public consumption? I don't understand the purpose in this unless you're just trying to save face for the many women who clowned her for staying with Dwyane Wade in the first place, right? During the time where she chose to marry Dwyane Wade in 2014 after she knew that he had a child with another woman, and of course, for those who don't know, Gabrielle Union has had fertility issues for a while. They recently had a baby, Kavia Wade, I believe her name is. They had a baby through a surrogate, right? So Gabrielle Union obviously has fertility issues. That's a very sensitive subject. I feel for her in that. A lot of women have those problems, have that issue, and it's it's hurtful for a family, right? But nonetheless, she chose to remain with Dwyane Wade. That's her business. People make decisions, and you got to do what's best for you, what you want to do, right? But I feel like the criticism and the ridicule have gotten to her over the years, and so she had to say this publicly so that she could save face, right? So she could look good for the many women who talk bad about her for being a pushover or saying that she was a welcome mat or whatever for Dwyane Wade because she chose to stay. So now she has to put this out there to look good or to save face, right? And I'm looking like, in my opinion, I'm like, why even bring this up? Why even put this out here for everybody, right? I think in general, like everything does not need to be shared with the public. But it seems to me that Gabrielle Union, in particular, does have a tendency to reveal things that are better left private, right? Even, I remember back in the day, some years ago, she did an interview where it was insinuating that she likes to lick a certain part of a man that a lot of people look at it funny style, right? And so when you're with Dwyane Wade and you saying that you like to lick a certain area where if you're saying there's nothing wrong with it or whatever, people are going to insinuate that you're doing it with your husband. They're going to look at him a funny way. It's like certain things are better left unsaid. But, Gabrielle, she chose to talk about this incident. I'm not the incident. She chose to talk about her husband's past or, her husband previously conceiving a child with another woman while they were on a break before they were married. And I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just feel like that comment needs to be left alone, right? My thing is this. If you have forgiven him, let it go, right? If you've chosen to forgive him, let it go. It's in a public eye, at least. Let this go, right? You decided to stay with Dwyane Wade. Like I said before, that's nobody's business but you all's. But I think she should move forward without addressing it publicly so much. I say that because, I'm thinking about the child, right? I know conceiving a child with another woman hurt her due to fertility issues. However, she's putting it in a book for millions of people to read. Right now, that child is about 8 years old. I think it's a boy. I believe it's a boy, right? The boy is about 8 years old. And pretty soon, the boy is going to wonder why this highly successful woman keeps talking about him as if he was a burden for her or a hurdle for her to overcome in her life, right? And the child is going to feel some type of way about that. You know what I mean? The child can't even be in all the TikTok videos that they always got going on social media for the world to see. He can't be in none of the pictures that they take for the holidays. Can't be around his siblings for the matching pajamas and all the pictures for. He can't be at public events with the family and all of that. So, of course, all of that piling up, and then she keeps bringing it up, keep talking about it as if it's a burden for her. That child is going to feel that. You know what I mean? The child is getting older. We're in the technology, social media time, you know, the social media times, right? All the kids are on social media, social networking sites, whether you want them to be or not, or whether you think it's okay. A lot of kids have access to all this information. The child gonna read all this stuff and hear all this and gonna be looking like, wow, this woman really, like, she keeps talking about it so much. She really had a problem with me existing in the first place. You know what I mean? And even if she did, of course, she was hurt about it. She had a problem with it. She was hurt by it. Like, don't keep saying that for the child to hear it when in the public eye. Why keep bringing it up, man? Like, eventually that child gonna hear that and gonna be hurt by that, especially if he starts coming around and gonna look at her in a whole different limelight. You know, and maybe the child is coming around now. I don't know. We don't know. But all I know is, I know what everybody else knows, and that we never see the child. And to their credit, they could be spending time with the child. The child could be in the house with them all the time, spending holidays and so on and so forth. But what we know is that that child is not allowed in the public eye. The child is not in pictures and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But which could create another situation later on when the child feels like, hey, y'all really don't accept me because I can't be and all the fun things that you all are doing publicly, right? But furthermore, man, I just feel like this. Gabrielle knew about the baby, and she still said, I do. So after you say I do, and you know about the baby, and you say I do, why keep bringing it up publicly? Because this is not the first time she's brought this up, right? Like I said, I wonder if the child is allowed to come around them, right? Does the child spend the holidays with them? Like, and if the child doesn't, I'm wondering if it's Dwyane Wade's doing, if it's the child's mother's doing, or if it's at the request of Gabrielle Union, right? And I say that because, in my opinion, if you can't handle that, if you can't have the child, you can't handle the child coming around, you can't handle your husband spending time with the child. And again, we don't know. I'm just speculating. I have no idea if the child comes around or not. We don't know because, hey, we can't see it, right? But we know that the baby is just, we don't see the baby around in pictures, right? So I'm saying, if she can't handle the child coming around and Dwyane Wade spending time with the child, then why take that man back? I hope that Gabrielle Union understands that by taking him back, it means taking all of him back, which includes that child that he conceived with another woman, whether she likes it or not, right? No matter how bad it hurts, and I'm sure it does hurt with her having fertility issues. I'm sure it does. But I don't think it's fair to the child to keep the child away or treat the child like he doesn't exist in order to spare the feelings of a woman, of a grown woman who knew what was going on, accepted it, or so we think, and by saying that she's still going to marry this man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's fair to the child to treat the child like an afterthought, treat the child like he doesn't exist to spare her feelings. You know what I'm saying? And personally, a real man wouldn't conduct himself with his children or allow that to take place in the first place. And again, I'm not trying to denigrate the character of Dwyane Wade because I don't know if this is occurring or not. But in any situation or any instance where he's allowing his wife to dictate the time that he spends with his child, dictate if the child can come over, dictate if the child can be in pictures, if he's allowing his wife to dictate if the child can go to public events, that is a weak man. I'm sorry. There's no way around it. That's a weak man in my opinion. You know, you can't be with a one, like if you, of course, you make a mistake, right? And if your woman that you with, you want to stay with that woman, and you tell her about it, and she tries to give you stipulations about seeing your child, stipulations about when your child can come over, it's no way that's going to work. You can't walk on eggshells, period, in a relationship, but you can't walk on eggshells as it pertains to your children. It's no way on God's green earth I'm going to ever allow a woman to tell me how I can move with my children. Whether I made the child, whether I conceived the child in a way that was hurtful for you to not. If you choosing to stay with that man, you got to accept everything that comes with that man. Or if not, wash your hands with the situation and move forward, right? Like, you can't halfway forgive someone. I don't believe in halfway forgiving someone, because refusing to allow the child around the family is halfway forgiving. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, I just think that I don't know. I don't like that. I don't get the reason for even mentioning how she would have left him, so on and so forth, unless you're going to leave. I don't get that, other than to save face for the women that clown her. And again, you can't be listening, and she knows that you can't be listening to what these folks say. People gonna always have their opinions. They're gonna talk crazy. But if they were in the same situation as you, I asked you, I asked you, how many people you think would have stayed with him as well, right? And it ain't just off the fact that he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire. There's women that stay with dudes that don't have nothing, and they're in the same exact situation, and they end up staying with the dude as well. So it's just like, I don't know. But when she brings it up like this, I just worry about the child, man. The child is going to keep hearing this and keep hearing it and keep hearing it. Child is old enough, right? 8 years old. I mean, my daughter was 8 years old and was able to work all different type of gadgets and all type of iPads and phones and all of that. And eventually the child, in a couple of years, is going to be 12 years old. They're going to be understanding what's going on. They're going to be able to perceive and discern certain things. You know what I mean? And it's going to be like, hey, I understand that this woman really is looking at me. I'm this woman's burden. This successful, rich woman, I am her burden. Now, how you think that's going to make that child feel? Right? And again, I'm going to say this too, because some people could be like, well, they probably might be wanting to keep the child out of the public eye, because they don't want the kid to be talked about or ridiculed and so on and so forth. I thought that in my mind until my boy Melvin told me, well, no, because they choose to put their child that chooses to identify as a girl, the one Zaya, they choose to allow their child that identifies as a girl, they choose to put that child into the forefront, even though the child can be subject to ridicule, all different type of heinous remarks and so on and so forth. So why wouldn't they be willing to just take the hit by putting the child that he conceived with another woman in the public limelight? If they can deal with that type of ridicule, and they can deal with that type of negative remarks about Zaya, if they can deal with that child, if they can deal with the ridicule from that child, why they couldn't deal with the ridicule of putting the child that he conceived with the other woman in the family pictures as well, to make that child feel loved, to make that child feel a part of the family? Because I can guarantee you, man, even the children are smart. They piece together when they are not looked at as part of a family, when they're looked at as an outsider. They can gather all of that at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? Because simply throwing money at a child, it ain't gonna cut it, man. And I think a lot of these situations, there are men who are married, and sometimes it's due to financial prenup situation, I don't know, or just to appease the woman. They have another child on the outside, and to appease their woman and make their woman happy, hey, I'm not going to see the baby, I can just send the money. And that's what a weak man does. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right here. There's no way you're going to allow a woman to dictate the time you can spend with your child. Yes, you're going to be hurt. You did a wrong thing. It was terrible for you to conceive a child with another woman. If you were in fact were still with this woman, or you had strong feelings and wanting to get back with this woman during your break, and you knew about her fertility issues, yeah, it was wrong to conceive a child with another woman. However, that mistake occurred. The child is here. To no fault of its own, the child is here, and you got to move on and treat that child like your child, like a member of the family, not just like a financial obligation. And again, this is all hearsay. I don't know what the relationship with Dwyane Wade and the child is. We don't know what's going on. I don't think the mother has come out and said anything, has claimed foul play. But, you know, who knows what the situation is. But we just know in the public eye, we never see the child, you know, so I don't know, man. But I seen some comments of even people saying, why does she keep bringing this up? Because allegedly, Gabrielle Union was dating Dwyane Wade during the time that he was still married to Siobhan Funches, his first wife. And some people feel like, well, when he had that baby, is that her perceived karma for the whole situation of dating a married man? I don't know, whatever. But I don't know. I'm puzzled at why she brought this up, unless you're gonna leave him, right? Because if the woman you are today will leave him, then why not leave him now? You know what I mean? Furthermore, I just think it just makes Dwyane Wade look crazy because people looking like, well, and I don't know, maybe he doesn't care about what people feel about him. I don't know, but people probably be looking at him like, man, your woman talking like she want to leave you right now at the drop of a hat. The way she coming out and saying I would have left him and all that, like, you know, it just looks like she's just looking for pats on the back from women that used to talk about her and clown her for staying with Dwyane Wade. And again, people got to worry about their own self. Do what's best for you. Don't listen to what this person saying, that person saying, that person saying. If you love that person and you're willing to forgive that person and make things work, and you decide to make things work, then go ahead and do it. But if you're going to move forward, move forward. Don't keep bringing it up and all of that, because once you said I do, knowing that the baby was here, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? But I just don't get the whole idea of her talking about it now. You know, and then again, maybe is it to celebrate? But I don't know. She got something going on. But I know it's got a book, and it's in the book. It's in the book. All this talk about the baby in the book. And I'm thinking like this child is really gonna feel like a rich woman's burden, which is something I don't think nobody wants to feel. How you gonna feel welcome into that? And his stepmama, you know what I mean? I don't know if they actually had that role or relationship, but his stepmama is basically talking about him as if like it was just like he was the biggest hurdle in her life, and it was just something that just tore her world apart. And even if it was, it's just like saying it publicly is just going, I don't know, it's going to fall hard on that child's ears, in my opinion. So I don't think that was the right way to go. You know, her and Dwyane Wade can have those discussions privately. They can go through counseling or whatever they want to do. But I mean, I can't tell her what to do, but I just feel like I don't see the purpose in doing that. Unless you want to get pats on the back from women who are trying to clown her. Unless you're just trying to save face. That's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. Share the video, man. More content coming soon. More conversations like this and other things, even outside of sports. More sports talks. More vlogs are coming. We on the move, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.